Hi, I'm Charlie Collins, and I do the framing at Princeton Drawings at the British Museum. And today I'm going to show you how we do this here. Our Princeton drawings are mounted in standard sizes and kept in cylinder boxes upstairs. And then they come down to me for framing. This is a royal, and we've got about 5 other sizes as well. But the standard size makes it much easier to send loans and out to other places. First thing to do is wash your hands, get nice clean hands, and also work on a clean surface. This is clean, by the way, just been a bit battered. So first of all, we just take out the backboard and the acrylic sheet, like this. So we have a backboard, a sheet of lining paper, and the acrylic sheet. First thing to do is clean it, and we've got some anti-static cleaner here. So just a small squirt, not too much. We don't want too much moisture on there because otherwise it takes longer to dry. And we just clean this off. The outside particularly, you get quite a lot of fingerprints and nose prints and that sort of thing over the course of an exhibition. You've got to make sure you don't scratch it, so it's important not to have any grit in the rag. And just flip the acrylic over, and now a little squirt there, and we clean the inside. It's important to make sure this side particularly is absolutely dry, because we don't want any moisture coming into contact with the surface of the drawing. This is a Goya. It's going to Australia. And so there are 2 ways of putting it underneath the perspex. One way is to just flip it over like this and face down, and then flip both the mount and the acrylic sheet over, and there you have it. The other way is perhaps a little better if you are worried about the print flipping through, which doesn't really happen, but you can just do it like this. You just take the print, lift the perspex, and slide that underneath. Line everything up, and then you take the frame and put it over the whole unit. And now we've got 3 different ways of securing the backboard into the frame. First is the old method with a small hammer, a weight on the other side of the frame, which stops it moving around too much and helps the pin go in. So you take the hammer and just 2 or 3 taps usually does the trick. About 3 to 4 millimeters. And I put 4 down each side on this size of frame. If it's a larger frame, I'd put a few more, 5 or 6. Try and knock them in straight. And that's one side done. So the other way of doing it is my preferred method, which is with this tool. It's an American-made tool. It's got a small magnet here, and there's a channel to put the pin in and a stop at the back. And this is better because there's, with a hammer and with the other next method I'll show you, there's a shock to the work as you drive the pin in. With this, it's very smooth and there's no there's no shock at all. It just pulls the pin straight into the timber. This is particularly useful if you're framing a chalk or charcoal drawing or pastel where the pigment is possibly loose. It just doesn't disturb the surface too much. The third method is one that I use for permanent framing more. It drives some special points in, and it's spring-loaded. You can adjust the tension with this knob at the back, and you just put it flat on the backboard, and there's a weight there to again stop the frame moving, and you just squeeze the trigger and it shoots a point into the frame. It's a very quick method, it's great, but there is that shock, and we give it another check just to see if it's clean, and it is. There's the Goya frame framed. So we just seal with tape. So first of all, just open up the mirror plates. These hinge mirror plates that we use here, we ask for 4 fixings when they're put on display. They're very secure, and they open flush to the frame. It saves a lot of time when you arrive at a venue if all the fixings are on the frame, which these never come off, so there's less to do at the venue, and so it speeds things up. Try and keep it nice and straight, and then trim it up to 3 millimeters again here, and just slit down there, and a slit down there just by the rebate, and we just work our way across the tape and try and flatten it nice and straight without too many creases. Then fold the mirror plate back in. That's one side done. And then the last thing I do, we have a stamp at the British Museum that we just put on all the corners and halfway down each side over the tape onto the backboard. And this is an indicator to us that the frame hasn't been opened while it's been on loan. Because if it does need to be opened for any reason at all, we like to the borrowing institution to ask permission to do so. So this just lets us know whether that's been adhered to. And then there we have the Goya print framed, and it's just ready now to be wrapped in polythene. We seal it all around and then into the crate, and it's secured in the crate.